Yeah, I got 100 grand on me, Ariana, and none of these bitches ain't taking shit, I promise. Put that on my mama, pull up on her, got her sweating like sauna.
What's one race that you tend to date more often and one race you tend to not date?
I feel like I tend to date white boys, but my boyfriend's Mexican, and so I would say he's really the only Mexican guy I've ever dated. It's probably Mexican guys.
What's one race you would date, and what's one race you wouldn't date?
Oh, you feel me? Well, I don't discriminate. You feel me? If you bad, you bad. You know what I'm talking about? But my preference is for surely black or Latina, for sure. And then, like, a race I wouldn't date, I like, yeah, it's white girls. I don't really be, yeah, that's bad news a lot of the time, you feel me?
Wait, which one?
White girls.
Oh, okay.
They be bad news a lot of the times.
What's one race you always tend to date, and what's one race you usually don't date?
I would say the race that I don't. That I haven't, not that I'm not, like, you know.
Against it?
Yeah. I'd say Asian.
Okay. Why?
I don't know. I just feel like our culture is like so like really like different. So I wouldn't really. I don't know. It's not that I'm against it. I just don't know anything about their culture and stuff.
And what's one race you always tend to date?
Hispanic, Latino, black.
What's one race you tend to date more often and what's one race you don't really see yourself dating?
Probably be. I mean, I rate Hispanic. You know, that's probably what I date the most, and maybe like I don't know, like Indian or something. You know, because I don't know no Indian people at all.
But you're open?
Yeah, of course. But I'm just saying, oh, you mean like what do I like and what do I dislike?
Yeah, that too.
Oh, okay. Now, well, I don't know. All women are beautiful. I would date any race.
Sure.
All of them. Bring it on.
You don't discriminate?
No discrimination here.
What's one race that you tend to date, like your preference, and what's one race that you don't date very often or you don't go for?
One race, I would have to say, I date black girls more than anything. I do. One race I did want to date was probably Asian, but I haven't dated Asian. I'm still with the same girl though, so I'm cool though. Cool right now.
So you're with someone?
Yeah, I'm with someone, yeah.
What's one race that you tend to date more often, and what's one race you don't really see yourself dating?
One race. Let's say probably, can I say two? Mm-hmm. Asians.
You see yourself dating the most?
The most, probably Asians and probably Latinas.
Mm-hmm.
Latinas and nothing against them, but probably like Indians.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the least.
Why?
But I'm just not attracted to them. But they're cool and all. I have a couple friends, but just not like attracted that way.
I'm like a really pretty Indian girl. You might have to make an exception.
Might be, yeah. Because I go for what's inside too.
Shout yourself out if you want.
Shout out myself on Instagram, borisandre.vc, ORISANDRE.vc.
What race do you tend to date more often, and black men? And what's like the least amount? White.
Honestly, yeah. I like some flavor in there.
What's one race you would date and one race you typically wouldn't date?
I go for Asians because I've dated a lot. So I've dated all kinds of races, but everyone has their preference.
You're open to all?
I'm open to all.
What's one race that you typically date or like your preference, and one race you usually don't go for?
I don't go for the race of broke bitches, and I love bitches with that bag.
Thank you for being in my video.
Hell yeah, gang shit.
What is one race you tend to date, like your preference, and one race you don't usually go for or see yourself with?
That's very interesting. I don't think I have a preference of any race or anything. I have only dated just another white person just because where I grew up and stuff was basically the only race I grew up with. But I just moved out here to California, so hopefully I can meet somebody that it doesn't really matter what race they are to me, but hopefully I meet somebody that I enjoy being around. And maybe if they're a different race other than white, that would be cool. Yeah, I like them all. I like them all for sure.
Where did you grow up?
Illinois, Central Illinois, just like cornfields. I moved out here 2 months ago.
Wow.
So
Well, welcome
yeah, thank you.
California.
Thank you for sure.
You find a girl out here.
Yeah, for sure. Me too.
I see myself with a Mexican, and I don't see myself with an Indian person.
Right.
Probably just because of the food for the Indians. I don't like the Indian food, and Mexicans, I don't know, I'm just into Mexicans.
Are you open to all races, or are you just usually only date Mexicans? okay. It's okay.
I mean, I've only dated one person, so yeah.
By him.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Megan.
What is one race you usually date or like your preference, and one race you usually do not go for or date?
Oh, I date anyone. I don't care.
Everyone?
Yeah, everyone.
All equal?
Yeah, all equal. No matter what color you are.
What's your name?
Sarah.
What's your name?
Angelica.
What is one race you usually go for, like your preference? What is one race that you usually don't date or like don't see yourself attracted to as much?
I mean, I like to think that I'm not super biased towards one race. Usually like Asian or African American. And one race I don't really see myself dating a lot is probably like white people.
I mean, my girlfriend is Asian. And I don't really have like a physical type. That's probably not like, yeah, white people. Yeah.
Follow me on Instagram at angeu.nico.
Okay, what's your name?
My name is Darby.
What is one race you usually date, your preference, and one race you usually don't go for?
American Girl. And then one race I usually don't go for. See, that's the thing. I don't have like a preference, you know. It's just like I vibe with the female, and then we vibe. My mom was Filipino. I don't go for Filipino girls just because I think it resembles my mom too much. I hear people with like deep Filipino accents. It doesn't bother me or anything. Like, I freaking love Filipino people, but I don't think I'd see myself dating a Filipino girl.
I don't go for Asian guys, and then I more go towards black guys.
No white girls. Mexican girls.
La Brea. Larea.
Are you twins?
Yes. Kelly.
One race you usually date, like your preference, and one race you usually don't go for.
White is my preference, and Indian is one I don't go for. White, black, and light skin is my preference, and Mexican I don't go for.
Like, my preferences are like, yeah, white, black, Mexican, but like not Indian.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Lapray and Loran. Apraya, and then the and sign, Larraya.
What's your name?
Russell.
Is one race you usually date, like your preference, and one race you usually don't date or see yourself with?
I usually date Asians because I'm Asian as well. I don't like choose one race compared to anyone, but I usually just date Asians because like it's easier for me. Like we have the same culture and all that, so it's like we go along pretty well.
And one race you don't?
I like all right. Yes.
Cool.
All right.
Thank you for being in my video. What's your name?
Tika.
Tika.
Ellie.
Ellie. What's one race you typically go for, like your preference, and one race you usually don't date or see yourself with?
Ooh, a race?
Good.
Well, I definitely feel like I see myself probably dating someone who's Caucasian, but I think it's because I never really was raised with my black side, so I never really imagined myself with someone black because I always saw my black father, someone my mom didn't want to be with, and that was a mistake, so I thought I was doing myself a favor by staying away from them. But obviously I realized as I grew up that it wasn't a race thing, it was just a child wanting to be like her mom thing, you know? And then I probably couldn't see myself again with black men because I just never thought I would be with someone like my dad, and I always wanted to be really far. So now I'm with a Caucasian woman and we're married. So like,
So I'm all for the chocolate. So black for sure. And then the race I wouldn't be interested in, I guess. I would probably say Hispanic men. I'm Hispanic, so I can't. Too much. Stay away from them. I can't. Yeah, you can't. Too much drama. Yeah.
Of course. Oh, no.
Instagram girl.
Okay, Tika Margarita. Tika Margarita.
Okay.
And my Instagram is at MUAELLY.
What's your name?
My name is Malat.
Sabrina.
What's one race you usually date, like your preference, and one race you usually don't go for or see yourself with?
African American is my preference, and I don't really date Caucasians.
I don't have a usual. I've been all around.
No preference?
No preference.
All right.
I would probably say definitely no Caucasians either. But
So no.
I mean, I'm not saying that I wouldn't, but they don't like catch my eye right away.
Yeah, same.